Hey everybody, welcome to Studies in American Cinema, David Lynch. I'm Professor Miley. I'm going to be teaching the class this semester, and I'm super excited. This is probably going to be about the most low-key that I will be about this all semester. But let me tell you a little bit about me and then the class in this video, and then there will be other videos that'll explain some other things in the syllabus and stuff. This is mainly just the standard welcome video material in this one and more nuts and bolts stuff in the other. But to let you know a little bit about me, I'm actually a member of the Wolf Pack. I am a graduate of Loyola from the class of 2001 in the English writing program, and then I got a master's in fine arts in film directing from the American Film Institute. But after a few years of doing the writer-director thing in Los Angeles, or trying to do it more accurately, I realized I liked talking about other people's movies a whole lot more than I liked making my own, and so that's how I transitioned into teaching and writing film criticism. And the bulk of my academic work has been mostly about film, but as well as literature and some rock music, particularly working on authors like David Foster Wallace. I had a book come out at the end of 2019 about game shows in fiction and film. It's called Truth and Consequences. And in July, I will have another edited collection coming out of interviews with the novelist Steve Erickson that a friend of mine and I edited. So that'll be coming right after our time in the semester ends. But the bulk of my academic work, I guess, or a lot of it, has been about David Lynch. And this is probably the longest I've gone in talking to anyone at Loyola without mentioning David Lynch. So if you're keeping track, this is a new record, however long we are into the video right now. I am super, super stoked to be teaching this class. It is honestly a dream come true. Although when you're dreaming, you should also be very specific about how you want your dreams to come true, and add whatever your dream is that you don't want it happening online in a global pandemic, right? But we're gonna make the best of it, of course, because it wouldn't be Lynchian if it weren't online in a global pandemic. And so I'm trying to lean into our current situation as much as our emotions and psyches and bodies can handle, to really make use of Lynch as an example of being an artist in 2021. And so the course is going to fulfill or be exploring two major things. The first one, obviously, is an in-depth study of one artist's body of work, right? That's sort of what you figured you were getting into with this course. But what I also wanted to do was to take advantage of how much Lynch has transitioned into being mostly an online artist in the 21st century, and use his online presence and his online work as a kind of jumping off point of study for the course. And so I think in doing that, we're going to be able to ask a really important question that I think a lot of you are probably wondering about. And maybe it's two questions. One, how does one be an artist in this day and age? And I think that's a very pressing question, especially for those of you who are already making art of any kind, and those of you who are graduating soon and are going to be going out into the world thinking how you can make money off the work that you do. So I think this is a very urgent question, and I think looking at David Lynch and his work could help us find an answer to that, to someone who has dedicated himself to what he calls the art life. The other question that we might be having is, how does one cultivate and establish a distinctive voice? To have, I've already used the word Lynchian, and some of you already know what I mean when I say that. How does somebody do that as an artist? How does one make a work that is Miley-esque or Jonesian or whatever your last name is, right? How do you add something to it to make it an adjective and have people know what it means? That's the other question that we're going to explore in the course. And I don't just want to do it by looking at how David Lynch made something Lynchian. I want to go further than that and have us all think about how we can make work that bears our distinctive voice and signature, so that, you know, perhaps someday, years down the road, there is a course devoted to our distinctive voice and to the work that we do. And so those are the main 2 points that I want us to think about. I think we'll have a lot of fun considering those things, and it's plenty to put on the table for any kind of course, especially a course that is going to be exclusively done over Canvas and Zoom, our new best friends. But the sequence of the course, I'll go over a little bit more in the syllabus and Canvas orientation video. But what I want to mention here is that we are not going to be adhering to any sort of chronological order, really, as we're going through Lynch's work. It's slightly chronological, but to give you an idea about how we're breaking with that, we are starting with Twin Peaks and are actually going to go through the television show kind of throughout the semester to cover all of the episodes of the original run that Lynch directed, and then take that up through to the prequel film Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. Now, this is a little unusual because we're jumping into something basically mid-career and then jumping back to the beginning and so on and so forth. But don't worry about that sort of hopping around. I think we'll be able to keep ourselves pretty grounded in the timeline. What I'm thinking of is also wanting to kind of ease us into this world, because if we started chronologically, that means we're starting with Eraserhead, and that's a lot to start with, honestly. And so, but I'm also thinking that this gives us time to sort of periodically think of ourselves as like a Twin Peaks viewing group, where we are having little post-watch parties here and there on those weeks when, because of holidays or break days, we only have one day of class that week. That's the day when we're all going to meet together and basically just talk about Twin Peaks. Now, in the original run of the series, Lynch only directs about 7 or 8 of the 22 episodes. And I'm not requiring that you watch the entire run of the show, but I'm also not discouraging you from getting lost in it at all. In fact, I think you'll find it really fun and perhaps even comforting to have the show to go back to periodically. So you're more than welcome to binge as much of the show as you want. As far as I know, it is still available on Netflix. But just if and when you do binge, just keep in mind that maybe not everybody is at the same point in the show that you are. So just be mindful when we're talking about it, not to give away any major stuff. But like all good things, it can't be spoiled from spoilers. But again, just make sure that we try to keep everyone's first time through it as fresh and enjoyable as we can. But anyway, that being said, I think the last thing that I want you to do before you move on to other stuff is to go ahead onto YouTube and onto Twitter and subscribe to the David Lynch Theater on YouTube and to subscribe to him on Twitter. This now officially sounds like the end of a YouTube video, right? Please click the link below to subscribe to the David Lynch Theater. Check out his social media feed over here. Like, comment, subscribe, all the rest of it. Get the merch from over here, right? That sort of stuff. But anyway, I'm really excited to be teaching this class. I am thrilled to be doing it with all of you. I'm looking forward to getting to know those of you I don't know, and also then getting to know those of you I've already met better. And I'm hoping that this can be a really fun, pleasurable learning experience for us this semester. We all need it. We all frankly deserve it. And if I can accomplish one thing over the course of this semester, it would be to give that to you. And I want you to understand that the course is designed with that in mind, with that intent. This is meant to be enriching and fun, and hopefully a kind of bonding experience that we can look at as a really special thing that only happened once, right? In this strange and wonderful world that we're both living in and going to explore through Lynch's work. So again, I'm available to you in any way that I can be. So please don't hesitate to reach out with questions, concerns, any of that sort of stuff. And I look forward to seeing you on the screen in our class meetings. Thanks.